I'm down to call it UTL.
Agreed.
And every pursuit they've taken that jump, by the way.
Yeah. We'll call it UTL. Appreciate the backup. Good try, good try. Mini boat swap, jugular swap mania.
They don't have Miller's car.
No.
Oh, really?
I got my car. Rhodes, you said you had food?
Hey, firm. There were stalls open, but I have a few meals if you need some.
You guys
if I could just...
LSPD should be getting 20 combos in like 10 minutes. I organized a deal for you guys before I transferred, so. Mona's going to deliver them to Sky or you, Maple. You'll be getting a call soon. Maple down?
Oh.
Maple got hungry.
He's passed out in the driver's seat.
I'm bringing Miller to get some food.
I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if he recovers. If he doesn't, then I'll get some 52s.
Apologies, 390 was repairing, but what I was gonna say is, Maple, I can give you food to hold you over for now.
He said he's hungry. He's
I'm on the way.
way.
Holy fuck.
We're in the middle of the road, be careful.
Man, what the hell is happening?
Didn't Miller go down earlier?
Miller's down in my car. I thought he got up.
Oh my goodness.
Got up and got him.
Here's the food.
I has food.
Does anyone have any food for Miller?
Hey, firm.
Let me get you out, dog.
It's enough. I was going to bed. I just wanted to get some food to go to bed.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Sorry,
Oh my
DJ.
goodness, how could you?
Here, I'll put the food in the glove
Why
box.
are you grabbing me?
I got really long arms.
Is anyone in the market for a Taurus? I have one for sale.
Oh.
It's in the glove box. The food's in the glove box.
I've been fed. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, hey, firm.
Eat that quick.
Thank you.
No problem.
This is much 297 1042.
697 same traffic. Good night, guys.
Good night. Wake.
Why was that good night so weak? I was like, good night. Like, you got problems with me, dog? Damn.
You got a problem with the way you speak, motherfucker? Who?
Yeah, I do. Unlock, GG.
Come on. Didn't expect her to say that, now did you? Wait, what? You didn't hear what she said, did you? No. Oh, that's awkward.
God damn it.
Rules of dead, man, come on.
I know how to drive. I'm never gonna hit those because I keep forgetting this hitbox exists. Any drugs? $390.76 up to the hills. These 94s are crazy. Even though it's been 13 minutes since the last one. Chat, how long until we see a penumbra? I say 2 minutes. I can drive. I can drive. I can drive. But you know what? It's because I don't have music on.
I'm late. Move your ass.
I don't give a fuck if you're late.
31 and 7.
390 from 013.
Daily mix. Sure, I choose you. Okay, starting with the midnight. Go for 390.
Can you come pick me up at the marshal's office? I want to talk to you about some stuff.
Hey, firm. Am I in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble.
Okay, I'm on the way. $390.23, Marshal's office.
I'm coming out now. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I good. How are you?
Good.
Hold on.
But because it's on top of the trash can.
No, the news, just the news camera, you know? Like,
Oh.
somebody should just move it around and face it towards the alleyway and they'll think you guys are recording.
Oh. Yeah.
What's up?
I wanted to talk to you and get your opinion on this whole jurisdictional thing.
It's stupid. That's my opinion. You know why it's stupid?
Tell me why it's stupid, because I have my own opinions on it.
So, it's stupid because they are preemptively saying, despite any BCSO involvement in situations that happen in the city, LSPD is, like, they are preemptively stating, like, LSPD is taking command of all scenes unless otherwise stated, which is entirely unnecessary. The whole, like, command of scenes and shit being transferred depending on what side of the city we're on is fucking the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. Because, bitch, let me tell you, if I get into the city and some random LSPD bitch wants me to hand something over in a pursuit, do you want me to give you a fucking sit rep on what's going on? No. No, that's fucking stupid. Waste of resources shouldn't happen. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
What's yours? I'm curious. Ooh, trash.
So I have two different opinions.
Well, I got chemicals.
Oh.
I don't know.
Since there's no mechanics around, I'll be
Oh,
repairing
speaking
cars
of
on Mission Road
chemicals
if
now,
anyone needs one now.
I talked to Angel yesterday. She added in accomplice and accessory charges to criminal use of a chemical weapon.
That I can spell if people
A
need
chemical weapon?
Yeah, like smoke grenades.
Oh.
Yes.
I've never
tear
seen
gas,
these
smoke
before,
grenades.
but look, I put in the glove box.
Oh, I think these come from the prison. I don't know how they're down here
Hey,
though.
Flocko, when does a car need one across?
Well, anyway.
But a few weeks ago, there was like a situation where the PD got like funneled into a kill box with the Saints on forum, and they like threw a bunch of smoke grenades down to
Also
blind the
depends on the car as
cops,
well,
and then
right?
shot them from the rooftops.
Oh, wow.
But they couldn't charge them with criminal
PD
use
and EMS
because it was just a
generally
primary
88
charge, and they
seconds.
couldn't determine who it was that
Copy.
threw the grenade, or threw the smoke grenade. So, I talked with Angel, and she added in accessory and accomplice charges for it.
Good.
Oh, also, your concern that you brought up about the marijuana stuff, the wording should be changed now.
Please.
And the dosage legislation. Angel said that she looked at it and changed some stuff. Also, fentanyl is a Schedule 1 drug now.
Wait, what happened? Oh, no, we're good.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what your concerns were about it, but Anna brought up your exact concerns, and Angel looked at it and said that, like, the wording that she messed with should have sorted it out.
It does.
Okay.
I think the reason it was even that way is because I think one side of the state legislated or like decriminalized it while the other still had it, so it was technically still valid until both were on the same page, and then it was no longer valid anywhere. But yeah, that covers it.
Okay. Also, something that got brought up to me was 24/7s were included in both robbery and robbery of a low security institution.
That was Barrett that brought it up, I guarantee it.
Okay. It probably was. But Angel removed 24/7s from robbery, so it's just in the low security institution. And robbery itself is probably going to be reworked to the robbery of a person and not the robbery of an institution.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That I'm certainly on board with. I ain't checked these parts
I heard you were
forever.
going petty on moonshiners.
Not necessarily petty, but like...
But you're looking...
Girl, let me just say, we have these disposal lockers.
Yeah.
The amount of moonshine we found at that property just scattered in bushes. When I say that, I genuinely, the locker is filled up north. There is not a single spot to put. And when I say filled, like there is more, but I had to put it in a temporary locker until that one clears out. It's wild.
Jesus.
There's that many. Yeah, there's just a lot of there's a lot of trash. Like I go to Senior Buns half the time. There's always blood on the ground, and we're kind of the only ones who can clean it up. So I go in there with my flashlight. Who is throwing repair kits? You can get $2 for this. Holy fuck!
$2 is $2.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'll take it and I'll recycle it. But why everyone gotta throw shit on the road?
I don't know.
All they gotta do is find a thing on you know, the sidewalk or something.
Yeah.
But no. People's just lazy. So what was your take on the whole
The jurisdiction stuff?
Yeah.
So I have two different opinions.
Okay.
One is my own personal opinion as somebody that worked very hard to join the BCSO many years ago. Oh, who is this actually registered to?
Patty Guinness.
Okay. That car has, like, been involved in some shit, but we couldn't
Really?
catch up to it. Yeah.
I'm curious. We're gonna go on the tracks. I want to see if there's anything behind that wall. People used to grow weed there all the time.
Yeah, that's where we set up and use the drones to spy on the Vago.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Holy
We get on
fuck.
top of these silos and set the drones out.
Oh, no, this wall right here.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Anything?
I don't see anything.
Oh, wait. Are those attached to those silos, or are those stills in between?
Good question.
We'll go around.
Okay. So, as somebody that worked very hard to get into the PD and cares about the PD a lot and everything, I think enforcing the jurisdiction is stupid. And that I warned Moss that it was not going to go well, more than likely, and that it was just going to end up with BCSO not responding to shit in the county. And that looks like it is what is happening, and it's what the multiple people warned Moss about. But as a marshal, with it being, you know, my duty to just enforce the Constitution, she's not outside of her rights as the chief to enforce that legislation.
I agree. However, and I say what I'm about to say could shaft me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Picking and choosing is not the right answer.
Yep.
If it's going to be enforced, again,
It should be all the
say
shifts.
this.
If you're
I
gonna
say this
enforce it, it should
fully
be everyone.
knowing that Shift 3 is treated differently, and truthfully should, considering we've put in a great amount of effort into ensuring that we're. I can't see that corner, and it's bothering me. I mean, we could go right up against it, but like, fuck it.
Okay.
Oh my god, there's like 4 big stills there.
Oh shit.
Well, I'm kind of scared because they. What if they're?
There's that car.
Yeah.
Oh. Did it look like they were cooking or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Be a good surveillance point though. Where do we leave off? Sorry.
It might shaft you selecting like where you're doing it.
Shift 3 is on its own island. Always has been, always will be. But historically, despite that, we've never like operated differently than other shifts, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
it's always been like high command on both sides knew that like Shift 3 just kind of operated as its own thing, but if something came from the top, like Shift 3 still enforced it like across everything.
Now in saying that, I think there is something to be said about Shift 3's ability to operate as a UPD, as opposed to Shift 1 and 2, which
Good morning. Hi guys, how's it going?
Now,
Yeah, alright.
oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna check out this spot. No one knows about this fucking
How you
spot. It
going?
blows my mind.
Good mate, congrats on Interceptor.
Oh,
Nothing.
thanks, mate.
Nobody ever looks
I don't
there.
think I've ever been in there.
Yeah.
Like throughout all of my years in the PD, I don't think I've ever gone in there.
You know what? I'm gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
What makes you say that, man?
Look.
Uno momento.
Look that time.
To the red garage.
I'll be around for a
The
little
red
bit.
garage.
And then I will elaborate.
Okay.
Okay.
To the
By
right,
the way,
right
do we
here.
have,
Not only to the right, look.
direction on where we're supposed
Oh.
to park them? Because I unnoticed.
I'm telling you now, someone ducks in that corner. Ain't no one seeing them. They're not checking it.
No.
They're just gonna glance to the right, see they're not there, and run past.
Concerned citizen just came up that I should check the subway here at Senior Buns. Might need 77s.
That sounding like, get in my van, I've got free candy.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind
no.
of.
We're double
I
unit
like
here. So you want to check this out or what?
I've arrived.
This guy's shot down there. Oh, wait.
It's a motorcycle on the left side.
How do I get down there?
There's a motorcycle on its side up by the entrance.
Yeah, he was riding that motorcycle around here. Like, I was telling him to take it outside of the... He was driving it like a drive-through.
Rhodes, you think he's the Zodiac killer?
Possibly.
GSW on this individual.
Oh,
That plate comes back to Zodiac.
Be advised, the RO of the motorcycle is Zoe, last name Diak.
Let's actually, Miller, stay here with him. I'll clear the inside to make sure like there's no one hiding around here.
All right.
390 is gonna cover the entrance. I'll make sure no one goes down.
Can you GSR test him?
Okay, so here's my thing. Like I said, if Shift 3 can operate as a UPD, there's no reason as to why the others can't. However, I do think that any person in high command, knowing full well that every 90 days there could be a new fucking chief of police, is never going to have, like, this police department is never going to have a solid foundation. It just isn't. It never will, because there's... How are you going to have a solid foundation when the foundation can be shook and fucking crumble every 90 days? That's mind-blowing. If you asked me, Rhodes, when do you feel it would be appropriate to reconsider new high command? It would be either if and when they are not doing their job, or minimum 9 months. I think 6 months is too short. I think a year might be a tad bit too long. So I just sort of met in the middle at 9. And even then, I don't even know.
I think 6 months is like good for a rotation, or until like somebody's not doing their job anymore.
And even then, like at 6 months,
everything okay?
Yeah, there's been nothing up here. Even at 6 months, like that literally just means that like the opportunity exists again. But further, I don't think the mayor should have any fucking role in determining who the chief of police is. I think it's fucking stupid. Originally, the mayor had oversight of the police department if and when the police department was not in a good state, and then Max took over because the police department truly was in a disastrous state, like actual fucking disaster. I don't think any of those powers should have ever carried over. I don't believe the mayor should be the sole person to determine, hey, yo, this person should lead the police department. That's fucking stupid. The mayor need to mind his fucking business and worry about why the fuck there's so many pieces of legislation that I can't even read the fucking title, speedrun it in 2 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Yeah. I'm ranting. I'm sorry,
okay.
I'm sorry.
There's so much legislation.
Yeah, you know what? Take one of our most experienced officers. Doesn't matter who they are. Question any random piece of legislation, and I guarantee you they cannot recite it. Myself included. I'm admitting right now I can't. Because there's too fucking much. Too fucking much.
Yeah, like it's literally part of my job to know all of the legislation, and like it's just too much for me to go through it all.
Inside.
What the fuck is Los Santos Artists and Musical Performance Subsidies program?
Is that in already?
It's posted on the thing.
Oh, on the thing?
Wait, hold up. Are you telling me shit would show up in legislation even if it's not enacted?
I thought this was still in the contest phase. Hold on, let me look.
Rose, can I talk to you for a second?
Hey, Firm, I'm up the stairs. What's up? Hello.
Okay, this is me relearning everything.
Okay.
So, all right, we arrived on scene. He's GSR negative.
Mm-hmm.
There was casings and stuff on the ground.
Okay.
Are we allowed to search him? No, right? Because we
Search
have
no. However, you could
Yeah.
frisk the individual if you have reason to believe they're, armed and dangerous. Truthfully, in situations in which they're negative, okay, technically, just because somebody is negative for a GSR does not mean they didn't have a weapon, right? So it's probably wise to frisk, to see if they have, let's say, a hammer or a crowbar.
Okay.
And then sort of go from there. If they do, at that point, you end up searching for the weapon. Make sure they ain't rocking nothing crazy. And also, they could still have a firearm even if they're negative, right? Like, what if somebody else got the shot off first? But then that also plays into, if they did have a firearm and it was potentially in their hand, like, they were probably shooting in self-defense if they couldn't even get a shot off before they got shot. Who knows?
Yeah. I didn't see a firearm in his hand, but there was a bullet casing and a projectile right next to him. I have a blood sample as well. So, you think it's best I just go down and, like, frisk him real quick? And then...
Yes. And then document any weapons on their person. Now, whoever did this, if they didn't contact police, like, they fucked up. Because they are required to inform police, as far as I'm aware, unless the legislation has changed. But I don't think it has in that sense. But you want my honest opinion, or assumption rather, as to what happened?
Yeah.
Somebody told that guy, stop driving in senior buns, to which they gave attitude, to which the person was kicked off their motorcycle right back there, and then started running around, then ran down there, and then got shot.
Yeah, I told
That's
him
my
multiple
assumption.
times. Another guy was mocking him as well. I think that guy that was mocking him was the one that did it. It was a Hispanic guy with dark jean shorts and dark tank top. I'll put that on the like a person of interest kind of lookout. I don't know.
You say dark jean shorts?
Dark jean shorts, dark what's it called? Black tank top. Hispanic guy. He kind of looked like do you remember that one Vagos a long time ago that had the face tattoo? He was bald.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He looked kind of like him.
Interesting.
But it wasn't him. So.
Definitely. If you haven't, go frisk.
Oh, actually, before you put him in, I need to frisk him real quick.
Yeah. I mean, he was just our negative.
Yeah, so from my brief skimming of the Los Santos artist and musical performance subsidies, basically if the mayor's office wants to, they could just give money out to musicians, actors, visual artists, videographers, or otherwise that create a tangible end product or an intangible product.
Holy fuck.
Performance.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Take a picture and ask for money?
Oh, I ain't that desperate. But sorta. PD calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, one moment. Hello.
Hello, it's me, Albert
Sorry.
King. Hello.
Apologies.
How
What's
are you?
up?
You're
Good,
okay.
good.
Good. Are you in the city?
I am
You
in
are,
the
thank
city.
fucking God. Okay, all right.
It's
that's
shift
great
3.
news.
It's shift 3.
I know. Even so, with this stuff that's happening and that announcement, if anybody ever, it's not going to happen in this shift, but if anybody ever gives you any kind of shit from LSPD or tries to take a scene from you specifically, I will go batshit fucking crazy. So if that ever happens, I mean, obviously you're more than capable of dealing it with yourself if someone does try and take a scene from you, but that should not be happening.
I need you to know, if someone takes a scene from me, it's their scene from start to fucking finish. It's now their scene, and they can reach me over at the BCSO for my statement. But
I got my
it will be their
I'm
scene.
gonna shoot you later.
My man. Okay, I like that. That's fucking
I'm on
funny.
the phone.
I knew I didn't have to do anything really. But even so, the offer's there. If anything does happen, I'm here for you. I'll support you to the end of the world, okay?
I appreciate it, King. I mean, I think the reality is there's probably only a few problematic people, but it's like, I think it's the principle behind the announcement, King, that makes it like, there are just so many, like, yes, it's technically in legislation, but
Doesn't need to be announced to anybody though.
Exactly. Additionally, the lack of like uniform enforcement of it, and again, I'm saying this as somebody benefiting from it not applying to shift 3, tells me that it's targeted, like, which I don't like.
No, I don't like it either.
This will serve no purpose but to cause a further rift between departments that are already far enough apart.
Yeah. I pushed them to have a meeting yesterday, which apparently they did have, the 2 high command teams. And Daisy was the mediator. I suggested there be a mediator because they've been screaming and shouting. Oh, perfect. She can probably tell you what happened then. I need to speak to her at some point.
Okay.
But apparently that she described it to Sky as having to deal with a bunch of children. So, yeah, I'm gonna get more info from her. I just got to sort some stuff out of Mission Row.
Okay.
And I'll probably come see you guys.
Sounds good.
All right, cool.
All
Cheers,
right.
buddy. I'll see you in a bit.
King is going to want to talk to you. He's just sorting a few things out, and then
I was gonna ask if this was about to be a cop stack to vent frustration.
likely. Well, I think he wants to know what occurred.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. The reality is, if we get a new mayor, I don't know who willingly wants to be the chief of police.
I know Ledson contacted me before about how he wants to run for mayor. And he told me, like, he asked if I could reach out to Viv for him because he wanted to make it part of his campaigning that Viv would be chief of police if he got mayor.
Would she even want it?
I don't know, because I reached out to Viv and it didn't sound like
negative.
She really wanted it.
You might call him. In the yellow pages.
But she would be really fucking good if she still wanted it. Somebody's beating someone up on top of that building.
Hi.
What up?
So he was very unhappy about being first, right? Saying wasting time and stuff, whatever, right? But I want to make sure if he, like, you know, if I have to get in an argument over this, like, or with like a judge or something, like, I pulled up to the scene. There's casings and like his blood and everything all around him.
Were they okay with being GSR tested?
They were. I think he passed out as we like GSR tested him.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, ultimately, like you're piecing together whether or not a crime was committed, right? And just because they were shot does not mean that they had no involvement. Right? Like, again, if I pull a knife on somebody and they pull a gun and I get shot, guess what? Unless I held that knife in my hand the whole time, you got nothing to go on unless you're frisking an individual, right? Like, it is reasonable to assume someone who got shot may have had a weapon on their person.
Yeah.
Who is
Sorry, fucking, it was Zodiac.
Okay. Did he give any statement regarding what actually occurred?
He no, so he fell out of, we're trying to get a medical, but he might have fallen out of the what's it called?
It's possible they had a headache.
Ambulance. That too. We were, it was very, all the blood on him was very hard to put him in the car in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Being sucked in by the void.
That's a possibility.
We're looking around for him. Yeah, it is reasonable to assume if like someone, how do you say? You just said it perfectly.
It's different if you were present when the situation first popped off, right? Like, let's say the individual, you know, drove their motorcycle to Senior Buns. You were at Senior Buns. And then some random person approached with a fucking gun, told them to put their hands up, and then shot them, right? Because you were there from the very start, you would have no reason to believe that they'd have a weapon on their person. However, considering we don't have that prior context, like we don't know who the aggressor is, like what if the person who shot him ends up filing a report at Mission Row stating this individual pulled a knife on me and I shot him in self-defense and I didn't have my phone so I couldn't contact 911, you know what I mean? Like if you don't do your job properly, you are gonna end up looking like the bad guy when again you should have risked the individual and didn't because you assumed that they were the victim as a result of not being positive for GSR. Because that other person's statement's going to be like, of course he's going to be negative for GSR because he had a fucking knife and he was trying to stab me. So don't worry. Legally, you're good.
All right, thank you, Rose. I appreciate it.
No problem.
See
Rainy,
you around.
thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. All right, I'm off the phone. Sorry, I'm a phone guy
No,
today.
you're fine. I completely understand. I'm a phone girl most of the time.
Where we leave off? T. King wanting to
King
speak.
was wanna go to talk and see what happened, basically.
Yeah, King pretty much told me that if anybody tries, for lack of better term, like enforcing that or taking scenes unnecessarily, like, let him know, because it should not be happening. But I told him, listen, the moment someone takes a fucking scene from me, guess what? It's theirs. They took it.
Yeah.
They claimed it. You want to put your name on it? That's fine. That's fine. I'll be waiting at the BCSO to give my statement.
You're the scene lead, whatever there's court cases, you're like, that's yours now.
Exactly. What the? That Sultan made such a quick fucking U-turn.
EMS, did we ever find the guy from Senior Buns?
No, we didn't.
Because I talked with Bones and them after the BCSO meeting yesterday, and I told him that, I told Moz legally she's within her right to enforce that legislation. I warned her, don't think it's a good idea. The reaction that I expected is the reaction that has happened. And,
This falls under just because you can, don't mean you should.
Yeah.
I can legally call her a cunt. That don't mean it's appropriate to do so. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And to be clear, I'm not calling her a cunt. I'm just... Yeah,
you're just
back to the just because you can, don't mean you should.
Because, they, I don't know why, because whenever I talked with her, she said that she wanted to empower the LSPD to, grow and take those scenes.
Huh? Who hasn't empowered that? Listen, whoever wants a scene can fucking take it. No one's fighting over scenes. When has that ever been a thing? In fact, you will often find that people will struggle to be willing to take scenes. And it's not because of... Oh my, you go. I'm sorry.
I told her that, when I was in the PD, you probably remember, I hated taking over scenes. That was just not something that I enjoyed doing. I would do it if it got to a point that I needed to, but I was never I'm first on scene, I'm doing this. It was if I can pawn it off on a deputy or a cadet, I'm gonna do that.
Your patient that hit popped earlier is back in the ambulance bay.
Okay, I'm not a phone guy. He hung up. We're good.
It's okay. And I told her that there are some people that are probably like me, where it's they don't want to take the scene over, they're entirely capable of doing it, but they will only take it over if there's a breakdown in communications, or it's very clear and evident that whoever is leading the scene at the time is in over their head.
Yep, 100%. It's similar to how I will never correct somebody over radio unless it is imperative that something be communicated immediately as hey, don't do that. Praise in public and punish in private is sort of the motto. But nobody, I've never seen somebody, let's say with a cadet, saying, I'd like my cadet to take over the scene. Number one, that rarely ever happens, but two, I don't know a single person in shift 1 or 3, I can't speak on behalf of 2, where someone would say no, regardless of department.
You want to know, I vividly remember the first scene that I had to take over as a solo cadet. It was a fucking vault robbery where me and Pred were the first 2 people on scene. And back then, cadets weren't allowed to lead vaults. And I was like, Pred, shouldn't you do it? And he was like, hell no, I just woke up, I'm still eating, it's your...
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this.
It's crazy. Listen, I'll never allow something to go without, you know, somebody leading a scene. If I have to take over, I will. And something that we all did through like the gazillion different fucking PD reforms back in the day was like, we didn't have to prove ourselves. Okay, so when there was a restructure, guess who wasn't going to be the first one to immediately pipe up and be like, I'll take over the scene? Like, I'm not trying to fucking brag, but I don't need to prove myself in that sense. Because I've done it for years on end, right? Snow did it for years on end back in the day. Like, there's no reason to, because we also didn't want to give people any reason to complain about not having the opportunity to do so. But that, I can't think of a single instance in which I've seen anybody try to take control. Like, I'm not kidding. If they start enforcing this shit and scenes start entering the city and they're like, okay, we're taking over from here. Holy fuck. I would be mind blown. I would begin to start questioning their mental capacity. Why would you do it? What reason? There's none.
Because from what I've been hearing, oh yeah.
Or it might be the next one.
But from what I've been hearing, since the announcement got put out, there are a lot of BCSO. I didn't know this one open. Where they
oh my god! I didn't know it opened over
massive.
here. What the fuck? Ooh. Damn! I thought it was just this right up here.
Okay. But they've said that like they are like if they're chasing somebody and they go into the south,
very happy to
they're
be
just not going to chase anymore. Like they just stop at the county line.
While I may not be the biggest fan of that, I think it boils down to clearly the reiteration and announcement of the legislation as a PD announcement is intended as a power play. And literally no other reason. If we continue operating as normal as an entire department across all 3 shifts, what's going to end up happening is they will I say they, but let me take a few steps back. When this was originally brought up to me by Ventura, my concern was like, okay, like that's problematic, but like technically it was legislation this entire time, so it is what it is, right? Like,
yeah, they're just deciding to enforce it right now.
Correct. However, my follow-up to that was, you know, I think maybe we're worrying about something that may never be an issue. To which Ventura immediately told me that shortly after the announcement, he had an interaction with Carmine and Bobby, in which they pretty much almost immediately pulled rank. And I thought to myself, okay, well, that's very fucking problematic. And then my sort of follow-up is like, well, did you bring that up with anyone? But like, it wouldn't even matter at that point, because at that point, people have already demonstrated that they can't be trusted with that power. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the flip side of that is when I talked with Moss, and she kept it in her announcement, that it's only LSPD senior officers and higher that can pull that rank. So while, like,
that's
Bobby
procedure,
and Carmine,
but legislation-wise, there's no rank listed. So legally, whatever they say would technically have to go.
Yeah, legally, like, they can do
Which is
that, and there's nothing
problematic.
that they can do.
They'd get punished on their end by their command, sure, but in the moment, there's nothing we can do. For the same, you know, like, if they legally can, the expectation oftentimes is that just because you can doesn't mean you should. Don't take advantage of it, but I mean, we're talking about Bobby and Carmine.
Yeah.
So, like, who knows?
Because with, like, the SOPs with that announcement that Moss put out, like, you guys could just tell Bobby and Carmine to fuck off, basically. But like you said, legally, within the legislation, they can command you guys. But with the SOPs, Moss has said that they can't.
It puts us at this weird impasse because unfortunately, what is going to end up happening is the legislation is going to trump SOPs in that sense, but Moss can turn around and then internally punish those people or even fire them if she deemed it appropriate. But it doesn't change the fact that in the moment it still happened. And I guess I'm kind of conflicted because like I said, for me, like the immediate thing is I want sorry, my mind's all over the place.
It's okay.
I want Ventura to speak with command regarding the situation that happened. But from my understanding, I don't know if there wasn't enough time, but something had occurred, or there wasn't command available to speak to them. It was something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but like them immediately pulling rank is concerning, and TLDR, it should be brought up and it should be addressed, but who the fuck knows whether or not it will.
No.
Because I don't think Moss has bad intent, but at the same time, the tricky part is she's kind of incentivized to listen to Nino, right? Nino provided her a job.
And Nino can appoint somebody else at
exactly.
any point in time.
But Nino doesn't have the legal authority to tell the chief of police what to do. He just has the ability to replace them, right?
Yeah.
Which is concerning because that's inherently saying he can control the police department.
Yeah, because there's been a few times where Moss has said that, like, she wants to run something by Nino, and, like, he doesn't have the authority as the mayor to control the PD, but he has a semblance of power because he could just remove the chief and put a new one in.
And that leads me back to the whole, the mayor should have no fucking say as to who the damn chief of police is. What was that? Never mind. I don't know. It's so strange because like we were on track, like regarding the police department getting better, and then in shift 2 it was kind of torn down by the new high command.
Yeah.
And the concerning part is they tore it down and sort of had the mindset of like, let's start fresh. Except what they're failing to realize is that, or failed to realize, is that the reason the police department was in such a bad state was because the burden of the entirety of the police department fell on the shoulders of very few. And they started losing people like McNulty, right? And that means the burden of the entire LSPD is going to fall on the shoulders of even fewer. Like, these people have already been ran through. You can't run them through another round of building a department from the ground up. It's not going to work. Like, you have to salvage what you currently have before building, because otherwise, I'm just going to resort back to what I used to fucking say. There was... I'm not kidding. To this day, the reason the police department was ever a fucking issue was because we decided to prioritize training people with no fucking experience. Okay?
Yeah.
Think of a 2-lane highway, right? And taking on somebody with experience would be them occupying a fucking motorcycle on the highway. They can weave in and out of traffic. We can get them trained up in a few days at most. And then we can get them out there teaching people how to ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
Okay? Except we took on cadets that were the equivalent of fucking dump trucks and 18-wheelers, where nobody could go around them because they're too fucking big and taking up too many resources. I'm sorry, this is a personal fucking rant. But they're gonna be doing it again, and I start hearing stuff like Avery, who's in charge of P&T, is just fucking despairing because she ain't liking what's going on. And like
yesterday at the Shift 3 meeting, I don't know if you were there at the meeting or
I was not.
Okay, so Lucas brought up the announcement, and it was basically the big running joke during the meeting that Shift 3 was on top and very demure, very mindful. Don't fuck with Shift 3. They know we're the baddies kind of thing. And Avery was like, how did you guys get your shift like excluded, and how do I get mine excluded too?
Well, you can't. Because look around at who's in shift 3, Daisy. It's all prior cops with tons of experience who have seen this play out before, who know that if we were to go down that path, we would be in the same fucking shoes as shift 2 and shift 1 and 2. Like, why even attempt to go down that fucking path if we know it's already going to be... The track record exists. We know it exists because we've experienced it time and time again. Listen, if I know...
The crazy thing with shift 3, right, is that shift 3 works so well together. Oh.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So, shift 3 works so well together, dating back to like when you guys hired me, right? Where I would get on duty, and it would just be like you and me, or you, me, Clarence, you, Espino's, Clarence, like a combination of us and Luca, and then on like a good day, it would be you, me, Clarence, Espino's, Drader, Davenport, Luca.
Yep.
And that would be the entire PD. And we ran like that and less than that for so long. And I know me personally, I instilled in like everybody that I taught that you were gonna have days where it was just gonna be you, or just gonna be you and 2 other people. So you had to be okay enough.
You had to be strong-willed.
Yup. Yeah. To be able to do anything that another shift would do with 20 people when you have 4.
100%.
And because like we trained so many people that way, like that training's just continued into everyone else. So shift 3, like they all work together because we bred it into them that they had to.
We were forged in the fucking depths of hell, all right?
Yeah.
There ain't nothing that gonna tear us down. Let me just... This is interesting. Dispatch 390. I found some smaller stills on a rooftop by the horse track. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at these. I'm opening.
Oh, opening? I'm looking at it.
I'm taking a Pahodo.
A Pahodo?
Yep, a Pahodo. One, 2, 3, 4. There's 5.
Yeah.
Let's see. Report.
I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty good spot.
Yeah. They were hiding stills down there behind like the little hay bales or whatever. And also, Andy was with me, with Barrick and that's PD.
Oh.
The actual horse track. Do you know the little areas, like where the stands or whatever are? Little areas you can walk through. There's 3 of them. They never put stills on the end one, but the ones further in, I always see stills in there. Hello.
I'm gonna try to destroy one of these. I don't know if I actually can.
I would imagine you can.
Because the last time I found a bunch of like the big ones, I couldn't pick them up.
Oh,
so
interesting.
We have a long list of things. The marshal's office.
But yeah. Oh.
Oh. Roads.
Ow.
663 status.
No.
Is there EMS?
Oh no, what happened?
Marshal. EMS, send it. Kid, I get you done at the horse track. There's 13 Bravo.
I think I slipped. I think there was some moonshine on the ground and oh.
I'll finish destroying them.
Don't get too close. You might slip too.
Okay.
No, chat. It's not fire damage. It says fall damage, and that leads me to believe it may have been like colliding with it as it broke. That's the only thing I can think of.
You know, especially with new police officers, like they already got too much in their goddamn mind. Gotta figure their stuff out, and now they also gotta figure out already. Oh, are you scene lead, or are you going for the county, and then trash bring this or that? It's like,
You know what?
They're not necessarily need to be worried about. We're already struggling with, you know.
I think your blood's up here.
Oh no.
But you know, the current stuff as is. Now we gotta add more stuff for good reason.
You don't give a fuck.
What's the reason?
Oh.
You'll be okay.
Oh. I think it's when I destroyed it, you know? The moonshine went in the ground.
Yeah.
Good. Our car is here.
Because I think some of the alcohol, like, sprayed out of the barrel when you broke it
I
and
think
lit on
so.
fire.
Well, I didn't fire?
I mean, it definitely looked like some, like, vapor, like, spraying out of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I didn't even see that. I thought I just slipped. I didn't feel it either. I don't know what the heck happened.
I don't know.
I'm confusion.
EMS on their way.
No.
Dispatch 642. Is anybody currently available to clarify the camp legislation?
The what?
Which legislation?
Current citizen has asked me to address the situation he had. He is questioning the vehicle asset forfeiture strikes on his bike. He has not been formally notified, but his bike shows 1 out of 3 on MDT. Is that like a new type of notification?
What's his name?
On Vex Spectre. 13639. Yes, his state ID.
Oh, he looks like a fucking gremlin.
No.
You'll be okay.
No.
Echo 2723.
Okay, so with the VAF legislation, he should have received some kind of a text message. Also direct him to his documents app on his phone and have him see if there's any kind of notification in his documents.
I have done so already. He does not have any formal notification anywhere at this person or at this phone.
Okay, then tell him that you will handle it, and you can bring it up to your command and high command to get the VAF removed.
Sure, thank you very much.
Hattie, darling, hi, command here, how can I help you?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we have an individual here. His name is Vex Spectre. He has a vehicle asset forfeiture strike on his bike, apparently, because an MDT shows 1 out of 3 on his matches. However, he does not have a formal notification of such anywhere.
I don't know if EMS went off duty or their head popped.
Are you in MRPD?
I see him.
Negative. I am currently with said individual at Senior Band.
Hi, Barrett.
Oh, is it just like a traffic stop or something?
Oh no, I was just taking food and he had asked me
Hello.
Hey, what's happening here?
Well, I was destroying a moonshine still, and when it collapsed, I think what happened was some of the old moonshine was on the ground, and I slipped. I think. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I fall and I can't get back up.
Okay.
How bad's it looking? How bad's it looking?
You want the good news or the bad news?